Why I Will Never Date Again, Kate James.
Fellow Toastmasters, Madame Toastmaster, and honored guests, I made an important life decision recently. I am never going to date again. But I'll tell you what, a couple months ago in our Toastmasters club, someone gave an icebreaker speech about arranged marriage. I'm thinking that might be the way to go. Arranged marriage, I'm in. It has to be better than my current method of meeting people, which is internet dating. Why would anyone want to do that? It sounds like a terrible idea. And I'll tell you, it is. But the reason we do it is that we've all heard of someone who has met someone or knows someone who met someone who, and it's worked out, right? And so you're like, oh, I'll try. I submit to you the following. We are all talking about the same couple. Just happens to have a wide circle of friends. And yet, what single folk among us can resist the siren song of Free Communications Weekend? I know I couldn't. And that's how I ended up with Bachelor number 1. We went out we went out to dinner, and, before that though, contacted me, of course, it was a Match.com thing. He contacted me, and he was a good-looking guy. He was an attractive guy. He happened to be bald, which, hey, I did not have a problem with. Why would I? But he was hung up on it. And so I had to say, bald, Patrick Stewart, most handsome member of the Starship Enterprise crew. No worries. The other thing he said was odd. And he said, I have been burned by a lot of women in the past. Women had done him wrong. Nevertheless, off we went. I filed that under information that was not relevant at all to me. But we went on a date. And it was fun. We went out to dinner. We walked around afterwards, around town, and he was really funny. He was hilarious. I laughed so hard that I began to rethink those 2 refills I had on iced tea. And it went so well that we even made tentative plans for a second date. That's why I was pretty surprised when a week went by and I hadn't heard from him. And so just out of curiosity, I decided I'd email him, and so I did, and I said, hey, I had a good time, it seemed like you did too, and how's it going? And he got back to me right away, and he said, I know, I kind of led you to believe I had a good time. I did that on purpose, because you know how I said that women had burned me in the past? I thought I'd burn someone. That's when I realized here was one bald guy who could have really, really used a hairpiece. Bachelor number 2. I think he had a full head of hair, or he could be bald, as we established, it doesn't matter, right? He went out with a friend of mine, and his main thing was he was so handsome. She was excited. And he wasn't an internet guy, but that also was going for him. They were going to go out to dinner. He picks her up, and they pull up to the hospital. There was some confusion on her part, and she said, "Are we going to get X-rays before dinner?" And he said, "No, we're here for dinner." And again, confusion. He said, "Yeah, the cafeteria here has this great special where it is you get an entree, you get salad, you get dessert, and you get coffee, and it's $5. You can't beat it." I don't know about you, but when I'm brainstorming with my friends, Because he was older but not particularly sophisticated, this was with another friend. And, you know, she did the driving, which, again, that's fine. It turned out it was really good she did, though, because as they're driving along, it becomes apparent that he is having a stroke. So off they go to the hospital. They go in there, the nurse, the doctors, they take care of him. He's fine. He's fine. Again. And she didn't know him very well, first date and all, and so she said, oh, I should maybe contact a next of kin type person. She didn't know how to do that, so she finds a cell phone and goes to frequently dialed, ends up talking to his ex-girlfriend. He says, do not walk out of that hospital, you run out of that hospital. This guy, he stole my identity, he cleaned out my checking account and my savings account. He ruined my credit. Get out of there now, but before you do, make sure he didn't steal your wallet. That's why arranged marriage is getting some better and better. Which leads me to my main point in participating in this contest. Ulterior motive, if you will. Do any of you know anyone single? That you could arrange for me to meet? Hopefully someone who kind of has a little Paul Newman thing going on, or maybe a young Robert De Niro, but not in the mafia. Give him my number.